Summer is here, and that means trips to the beach, days in the sun, and plenty of Carolina blue skies. It's also the busiest season for buying and selling homes, so it's the Sharp Mortgage team's favorite time of year. Are you thinking of buying a home this summer in our beautiful area of the Triad of North Carolina? Well, look no further than Highlands Mortgage, where exceptional service meets unwavering dedication. They understand that purchasing a home is more than just a transaction. It's a milestone. Their team ensures your experience is smooth, responsive, and genuinely caring from start to finish. So why buy a home this summer with them? Well, you get personalized customer service. They pride themselves on offering great customer service tailored to your unique needs. Their responsiveness is unmatched. They're always just a call or email away, ready to promptly address any questions or concerns. And of course, you'll get expert guidance. You can rely on their knowledge and over 20 years of experience to navigate the often complicated world of home buying with confidence and ease. Summer's the perfect time to find your dream home in Winston-Salem, Greensboro, or anywhere in the North Carolina Triad. Let the Sharp Mortgage team guide you every step of the way. With their caring and responsive mortgage team, make your home buying journey this summer memorable. Just call 336-575-9448 to get started. 336-575-9448.
The big picture, if we won, like playing in Worlds in China would be like a crazy honor. So now to actually get to do that in August is going to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be an awesome experience.
This is the Triad Podcast Network.
Grant Lamoureux is already a star, but one that's continuing to rise even higher as he nears the start of his senior year at West Forsyth High School. Grant competes internationally for USA Volleyball as a 6'10", 17-year-old from Clements. From an athletic family, Grant's skill set and achievements thus far have enabled him to earn a scholarship to continue his volleyball career at Pepperdine University. Already representing his school, club, and country, Grant will be among those tasks and leading a proud Waves volleyball program back to the promised land in search of a sixth national championship and first since the head coach that recruited him last won it as a player in 2005. For Team USA, he's already been a part of back-to-back NORCECA Continental Championships at the 19U level and will be competing in the World Championships with his partner for beach volleyball in China later this year. I'm Kyle Schassberger, and this is the story of Grant Lamoureux, a son, a brother, player, and teammate, using volleyball as a vehicle to showcase the most special of talents on Triad Sports One-on-One. Last name, Lamoureux. My first instinct, Grant, before knowing how it was correctly pronounced and just glancing it on paper or on a screen, is that it's like Boudreaux or Bro or Robichaud or Thibodeau, the Cajun spelling and pronunciation. Yeah. However, upon further review, it's not spelled E-A-U-X at the end. There's no A there. So let's start with your history, the family history behind the name. Lamoureux, spelled L-A-M-O-U-R-E-U-X. What can you share?
I don't know much. I know it's French. That's kind of all I know. I've never really dug into any of the family heritage stuff, but I know it comes from a French, it's just a French heritage name.
Okay, well, me living a couple of years in Louisiana, that's where my mind went because the Cajun spelling, there's some French influence there. My daughter was born in Baton Rouge. So the influence is strong. And instead of going down the rabbit hole in your family tree myself and doing the research, I figured I'd just ask you. So it just appears that the A was dropped at some point and it's got French roots. So now that we've settled that, how about your height? You're 6'10".
Yeah.
Are we actually 6'10" or closer to 6'11"? And what kind of car does mom and dad got you in to fit a human of your size?
I'm 6'10". It was I think it was exactly 6'10" last time I was at the doctor. So I think we're slowing down on the height. Almost topped out. Car, I'm in a small little Lexus. I don't know the model or anything, but it's got a good enough room. I mean, I fit pretty well, actually. I didn't think I would, but I fit actually better than I thought I would in that car.
So a little Lexus with enough legroom somehow, some way, and then you come sprawling out of that thing. I'm sure enough people already do a double take when they see you walking around, but when you get out of that car, I'm sure they might get a chuckle. So You're 17. You will be entering your senior year at West Forsyth. When's your birthday?
May 27th.
Okay, so that'll be when you turn 18, right near the end of your senior year of high school, and
I think I'll actually. So they're doing school's going to be like early this year, so we start early and get out early. So I think I'll actually graduate before my birthday, which would be
oh,
nice.
wow, okay,
Yeah,
that'll be quite the setup before. Of all places, you'll be heading to Malibu
yeah,
to continue your playing career collegiately at Pepperdine University, a school bursting with a storied volleyball past, having won the national championship 5 times, second most in the sport's history. At what age did Pepperdine and other schools begin to contact you?
It was last year around June 15th is like the date when they're allowed to like officially reach out and talk to you. So I'm pretty sure I was on calls from about like 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. or something. Just talking to all them. So it was a really cool experience. I never even like thought about college volleyball, like playing in college until probably 2 years ago when they started like watching me at my games and stuff. And I never like thought it was going to be a thing that would happen. I was just kind of playing for fun. And then all the college coaches started watching, and I kind of clicked in my head that I could like go to college for it and actually continue to play. So I mean, I wanted to.
Yeah, and that was my understanding. Volleyball was a sport that you weren't all that serious about in the beginning, but paired with your older brother, Zach's influence, who's playing club volleyball at Liberty. And I know your mom, Michelle, played at Virginia Tech. You got a younger sister, and Ella, who's even playing at West Forsyth. The fun in volleyball did grow on you. I want to go back to those calls, though, because that's interesting. If you're on the phone for all these hours of the day when coaches are reaching
Yeah.
out to you, what are they asking you? What are you talking about?
Usually the first call is just kind of getting to know you, and like just talking to you and maybe your family. So it was probably like I wouldn't say it was a long call, but maybe like 30 minutes, just kind of where you're from, like who you are as a person, and then maybe talk a little bit of volleyball at the end, but it was mainly just trying to start a relationship with you.
Do you recall how many schools in total might have contacted you? Now you've settled on Pepperdine. That's where you
Yeah.
committed
Mhm.
earlier this year. I think it was back in March. So that's where you're going. But how
Right.
many? Is there a number?
Um, I don't know an exact number. I think it was above 15.
Okay.
I'm not sure the exact number, but it was
Your
a good bit.
Yeah, a healthy amount for sure.
Yeah.
Your father David was a hooper. You played some basketball too, correct?
Yes, I used to play. I played before COVID and everything.
COVID kind of caused you to
Yeah,
pull
I
away
played in
from it.
middle school. So like seventh grade was when it kind of hit and like everything shut down, and I never really went back to it after that.
Were there any other sports? Lacrosse, maybe, I think I had
I
read.
played lacrosse and I used to swim and stuff, but kind of after all that, I mean, it got kind of busy, so I focused on just volleyball after that.
You got kind of a Michael Phelps look to you.
Yeah, I got that whenever I.
I got a buddy, one of my best friends in college. I went to Western Illinois University. I'm from Chicagoland area. We would go out to parties at night, and he would pretend. This one we weren't at Western. When we were visiting other schools, he would tell everybody he was Michael Phelps' training partner, and everyone believed him. And he looked nothing like Michael Phelps, but he didn't look
Right.
like a swimmer. But he just Phelps was so popular at this time. This was 15, 16 years ago. I'm getting old, but yeah, it just played. You just roll with it.
Yeah.
So as your love for the sport of volleyball grew, as did you, Zach and you were together for 1 year at West Forsyth. He was a senior your freshman year. What was the height differential then?
I'm pretty sure I was still taller than him. I think he's been 6'4" for a while. I was probably 6'6" freshman year, maybe 6'7", and then kind of just it kept going up. I never really hit my growth spurt until like, gosh, probably seventh grade to like eighth grade. I was probably like 6 foot and was like 6'5" at the end of eighth grade, maybe. So it was kind of a jump. I think I grew like 6 inches in 1 year. So it was, I
Wow.
definitely just shot up out of nowhere. But
How tall is dad and mom?
mom's 6 foot, dad is 6'5".
Okay. Let's untangle the threads more deeply beyond just the size with the relationship with your brother, because I think that can be fascinating. This
Yeah.
brotherly love, competitively, yes, but more so the interactions, even
Yeah.
beyond just sharing the sand courts growing
Right.
up in Clemens.
Yeah. I mean, always kind of grew up together, like just always messing around, like fighting all the time, like just, I mean, brother stuff. But playing volleyball, I mean, together and like just both playing the sport definitely. I mean, our relationship now is like amazing. So like just kind of, I've always kind of looked up to him playing volleyball. He kind of got me into it, I guess, because he played in middle school. Which kind of, I was like, well, I've always played, but I never like played in like an actual team. So that kind of got me started mainly. And then just now we're play golf all the time. And just, yeah, we're both always really busy, like schedules. I'm always traveling, he's traveling, playing. But whenever we get to hang out, it's really cool.
Yeah, so you had that push and pull, those levers, those buttons that you each,
Yeah.
push for each other. And yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of getting on each other's nerves as any
Yeah.
brother or pair of siblings or, would have. But, it seems like you certainly recognize that Zach has helped to make you better. Maybe how so? And even vice versa, too. I'm sure you've helped him improve as he continues his career in a club setting at Liberty.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, all brothers, I feel like fight some at least once. But it definitely just like I don't know where I'd be without some of those fights. Like it's kind of not even fights, just like it's kind of just maybe pushing each other sometimes. Like it's definitely helpful.
Yeah, getting on each other's nerves. Well, I'd say his insight and ability to push you, along with your parents and your younger sister, have provided an extremely solid foundation with a limitless ceiling for your aspirations in volleyball and in life. So much that you've earned multiple opportunities to rep your country. Most recently this summer, you and partner Blake Goodwin won the under-19 beach volleyball championship for Team USA at team trials and will compete in the Worlds come August in China. What has that experience been like for you?
I mean, that tournament was awesome. We knew what the reward would be for winning. And we talked about it and we both really wanted to go. So I think that tournament that was probably our best tournament together. We were really focused the whole time. Really like looking at the big picture. If we won, like playing in Worlds in China would be like a crazy honor. So now to actually like get to do that in August is gonna be like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be an awesome experience. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I think we both are.
How'd you get paired up with your partner Blake? What was that
Um,
relationship prior?
yeah, we played a couple times before then. But he's from South Carolina, and I mean, met through volleyball. They have like a little beach club down there. So they have like courts and stuff. He runs tournaments. So I've played in a couple of those tournaments. Played against him a lot. And we like one day we were talking and we were like, we should play together one time. So our first tournament was last November and we won East Coast Championships down in Clearwater, Florida. Um, and like really good team together. So we decided to keep playing a couple different times and then kind of just started focusing on that tournament. And like working, training to win, and we pulled it out. So it was really cool.
Who's ready for movie night? Our friends at the Ginther Group Real Estate are proud to sponsor another season of innovation and cinema at Bailey Park in downtown Winston-Salem's Innovation Quarter. The next film is Blade, starring Wesley Snipes, on Friday, August 16th. Bring your chair or blanket to Bailey Park for a great night of cinema from Aperture and beverages and food from a variety of local vendors. Pre-film fun begins at 6:30 p.m. and the movie begins at dark. These magical movie nights are made possible by the Ginther Group, the real estate experts we trust and showcase right here on the Triad Podcast Network. Check their social media for info on each upcoming movie night. And for your real estate needs, call 336-283-8689 or visit theginthergroup.com. Buying, selling, investing, or just learning. Whatever you need, start now. And like me, you can become a Ginther Group client for life.
Life is full of celebrations, birthdays, holidays, life milestones, and so much more. And who has been helping generations of families celebrate these events? Our friends at Dewey's Bakery. And even if you aren't planning for something in the near future, you don't have to wait to enjoy something savory and delicious from Dewey's. Maybe you just need something to get you through your Mondays. Drop by every Monday for a free Cake Square Day. No purchase necessary. Just come celebrate the start of a new week. So, if you're hearing this ad on a Monday and you're in your car, reset that GPS and get to one of their 3 Triad locations immediately in Winston-Salem at Thruway and Renolda Manor, plus one in Greensboro at Friendly Shopping Center. And any day of the week, you can find the perfect item with fast and easy ordering options at local.deweys.com. Plus, Dewey's does so much to help celebrate our community. To date, they've given back over $4 million to local schools, churches, and other nonprofits. Your next celebration isn't complete without something special from Dewey's Bakery. Dewey's. Celebrate every day. That's awesome. And now you get to go to China and compete for a world championship coming up in just a couple of months. Crazy. You're also 1 of 20 on the U.S. men's national under-19 team, winning the NORCECA Continental Championship, both in 2023 and 2024. So the past 2 years, the latter coming this past May when your team punctuated a 5-0 week in Colorado Springs with a 4-set victory over Cuba, the only time you were pushed past 3 sets. And it was in this event you were rated as the second best spiker. I've seen some of the film of you, maybe not necessarily this event in particular, but is there a radar gun that clocks the speed of the ball after you make contact? I mean, you are absolutely mashing that thing.
Yeah. There are. We don't have any here. But they're mainly used for serves. Like that's the main thing. It's kind of hard to pick up like past all the blockers and stuff when you're hitting. But serves, they definitely have those and like pro level stuff. And we had one in Anaheim. So it was kind of cool to see. Maybe get a little distracted sometimes trying to just hit it as hard as you can and see how hard you can hit it. But yeah, I don't have like an exact number. I never really got to like kind of go after it and just kind of stare at the number, but in the maybe low 60s for the serves.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to spiking, like I understand, there's blockers. Look, I played a little bit of volleyball myself in grade school and in high school. In fact, there's a picture of me. You and I are speaking on Zoom, but I remember my sophomore year when I played volleyball, when we would take team pictures, I would get down on one knee and I had long hair. I had like Ashton Kutcher-esque type hair where it kind of curled up in the back. I'm bald now, by the way. I don't have any hair. So, I'm living my glory days here.
Yeah.
Allow me to go back into memory lane.
Yeah.
But I'd be on one knee and I'd be palming the volleyball. And I'd be holding it up towards the sky. And then I would take my left hand and I would take the palm, put it behind my head like I'm posing like Adonis or something. And I'm just holding the volleyball straight up with these long locks of hair, just the shag and the twirl to the right. It was beautiful. Volleyball was a special kind of vehicle for me. But, when it comes to like spiking, like they should create some sort of like a skills challenge. Or just, give you the opportunity to pull out a radar gun and just track, or, I do a lot of college baseball stuff, the analytics behind TrackMan and those services. Like, let's just see how hard you can hit it just for fun. We got to set that up. We got to get you in the environment to see.
Usually, I mean, for volleyball, it's the cool thing to like hit it straight down and like maybe not like as fast as you can, like straight on. So like maybe when you're spiking, sometimes it picks up a lot slower than you like actually hit it because it's going like straight down and then up. So it's not going straight at the camera or radar. So maybe that usually like brings it down. Like you could hit it insanely hard and then it'll only pick up like 40, 45 or something. So it's not always accurate when you're spiking, but usually serves are like kind of straight on. So that's mainly why they're used.
Yeah. And gosh, you're just reminding me, when I served, I used to kiss to the ceiling before hitting. I was such a D-bag. That was me back in high school. Anyways, you're right. Maybe the spiking will just forever be a mystery, though. It's just the beauty of that and hammering the ball and straight down. Like, it's better to not know. It's better to not know. It's impressive, though. Beyond the spiking, after all, the size that your position demands a certain level of aptitude for that specific maneuver. But what other areas of the game do you feel you're most strong?
I feel like blocking, just because my arms are pretty long, and I'm tall, so like just kind of getting up and like kind of just trying to get in the hitter's face and kind of take away options as much as I can. And then court vision, I'm like, I get pretty high. So I can sometimes like see over the block or like just see where people are. So then I hit the ball where people aren't, which usually helps. My serve has gotten a lot better in the past couple years. I really started working on it the past year, just kind of practicing that the most. And it's definitely improved.
Where might you feel you've made the biggest leap from your freshman season to now, and what might you most be looking to still improve upon? It could be some of the same things you just mentioned, but what might you most be looking to improve upon between now and your arrival in Malibu?
Yeah. Since freshman year, probably the biggest thing has just been coordination. Like I've always like been pretty good, but like once you figure out, because I'm like tall and like usually people this tall can't like sometimes move the best. So like that was kind of something I've always worked on, is just like being kind of flexible and like being able to move and have good hand-eye coordination and stuff, which definitely helps with volleyball. So that's something that's improved a lot. Improving before Malibu would probably be like passing. That's a huge part of the game, especially for my position, like passing in every rotation. So it's definitely like an important skill to have and be good at a high level too.
It's time to get serious about your financial future. It's never too early, but it could be too late to get started. And that's oftentimes the hardest part, getting started. How much do I save? Where do I invest? Do I save for college or retirement? How much for each? And who do I talk to about it all? Okay, we'll keep things simple for now and help you answer the last one. We recommend you begin with a local financial advisor, and that's Jennifer Johnson of Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. She'll sit down with you for a complimentary introductory consultation and go over all of your questions. Get started on the path to achieving your financial goals. Visit 3magnoliasfinancialadvisors.com or call 336-701-1600. Get comfortable with your financial future. Three Magnolias Financial Advisors, retirement, financial planning, and investments. Securities offered through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. Three Magnolias Financial Advisors and Cetera Advisor Networks are not affiliated. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity.
Now you're heading into Orlando next weekend for one final tournament with your club team. That's 4th of July weekend, correct?
I leave tomorrow.
Yeah, Triad United Volleyball Academy. There may not be the pageantry and feelings of playing for the United States attached to those sort of events, albeit I do understand it'll be nationals in Orlando. Yeah. But with the club experience and then additionally playing for your high school team in West Forsyth, just trying to educate some of the listeners here is, boys volleyball in general across the state of North Carolina is not a sanctioned high school sport. Instead, it's treated as a club sport. It falls under the NCBVA umbrella, standing for North Carolina Boys High School and Volleyball Association. There's different funding mechanisms in place through the Carolina region. There's currently more than 80 high schools participating, many offering both varsity and JV in the spring. Right. How does that level of competition, and you can maybe go through all of them from representing your country to club volleyball, and then what you experience at West Forsyth, how does it all differ?
You like playing for my country, like U19 team is like highest level of volleyball for like my age. So like getting to play with I've known all the guys on that team for a while. So like getting to play with them, like the best in the country, is like it's an insane honor. I love it. So like, and I think that's probably made me the best. It's just like getting to like just reps at high level. Club is still pretty high level. For us, we've gotten a lot better in the past couple years. And it's definitely like, it's not close to the U19 team or anything like that, but it still gets me playing, get reps, and like just all the guys on that team they're awesome. So it's great to always play with them. And then high school, I think it's a great level for people to get into the sport, maybe. Because some
Dude,
people,
you got to be just absolutely dominating everybody.
yeah, yeah, it's fun. So like high school, it's like some people might not start as early as I did, and like don't have an option to play until high school. So I think the level is a little lower depending on like the team you play and like who's on it. But it's definitely still like it's still pretty high level. And especially
You're going up against a lot of weirdos like me back when I had played in high school.
yeah,
That's probably it. But here's the thing, I just thought of this. It probably allows you to focus more on, a lot of the skills away from the actual physical abilities of
right.
volleyball, but being a good teammate and being
Yeah,
coachable and a lot of
yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely.
And all those skills and ability translate into national competition, of course. And it's grabbed the attention of head coach Jonathan Widner at Pepperdine, who was the newcomer of the year as a starting freshman center for the Waves, legendary head coach Marv Dunphy as part of their last national championship winning season in '05. The school's career leader in assists, led Pepperdine to 3 NCAA tournaments, including additionally a runner-up finish in 2008. What is it about Widner's vision that secured your commitment this past March?
Yeah. Not only him, like all the other coaches as well. They've all like tried to create like such a great connection with me and like start the relationship early, which definitely like I saw early they were really invested in me. I feel like they cared about me as a person and volleyball wise. Like they were really, really cool to talk to. I think the campus there is insane. Uh,
Yeah, going to school and playing volleyball directly next to the ocean isn't too
yeah,
bad either.
it's gonna be crazy. So the location, coaches, those were the main two, like, because my other like main option was probably Hawaii. Um, and that was like that's twice the distance away from home. So, it was definitely closer. And I love the coaches and the location. So,
What do you intend to major in?
not 100% sure yet. I'm thinking maybe business, like sports marketing type stuff. Just so like after I'm done playing, maybe I can still stay around the sport and like do marketing stuff in that, or maybe like start a business around volleyball.
Sure, sure. Well, I think your playing career is gonna take you a long
Yeah.
way. So that's good. That's certainly a plus. What specific hobbies or interests might you have that could surprise others? I know you mentioned golf, but
Yeah.
again, you're athletic, so maybe your size at 6'10" swinging golf club can be jarring. But
Well, it's
what is it that you like to do away from sports?
um hmm, I don't I don't really have time for much outside of sports.
What about
Still
music, movies, any of that?
love
That
I love music. Music, just kind of hanging out with friends whenever I can. Like whenever I'm home, that's always like a nice kind of relaxing thing to do. So I don't usually do much with when I do hang out. It's kind of just kind of relaxing and maybe chilling out watching like YouTube or something, but it's still nice.
That's awesome to have that perspective. Even
Yeah.
at 17, you'll turn 18 coming up in May of 2025, and you'll be graduating. You're embarking on your senior year. But yeah, you don't know what you have until it's gone, So to not take for granted
Yeah.
the family that you have, the friendships, all those people in your corner, and really soak all that in when you get
Right.
those opportunities as busy as you are. Like, I
Yeah.
commend you, man. That's awesome. And your family, all of your coaches, past and present, I feel like this is a great place to go for the kill, if you will, and exit our conversation today, which by the way, man, it's truly been an enjoyable experience. I know others who have taken the time to learn your story will agree, but what
Yeah.
might you say to all of those who have had a hand in your life at this stage in your life, from mom and dad and brother and sister and everyone else, all of the coaches, playing for your country, the domination you've exercised here in the Triad and beyond, and developing into a man ready to again begin his senior year?
Right. The support I've had through everything has been insane. Like my parents have been super supportive of like every trip I go on, every tournament I play in. Always like, I mean, paying for me to go to all these places definitely isn't cheap. And like just I wouldn't be that good if they didn't like do any of that stuff for me. So definitely support from family and parents has been insane. Coaches are always like really proud because all my club coaches, I've been playing for them since I started pretty much. So like them getting to see how far I've like been able to go so far has been really cool. And like talking to them about all those trips that I get to go on is really, it's a crazy experience. And then, yeah, just support from everybody. Like it makes traveling a lot easier, and like coming home to people that like love what I've done. It's really cool.
Beautiful. Grant, thank you. Really,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it today.
Yeah, I did. It was awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, he's on Instagram at grant.lamoureux10 if you wish to follow more of his journey. I'm on X on Instagram at Kyle Shass. It's been Triad Sports 1-on-1.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode on the Triad Podcast Network. Our mission is simple: provide information, advice, and stories about the people and places that make the North Carolina Triad such a great place to be. You can find us by searching Triad Podcast Network on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much wherever you like to listen. If you like what you heard and want to support the show and those that contribute, we would truly appreciate a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. It helps spread the word along, as do your shares on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Triad Podcast. To get in touch with us, simply email info@triadpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
This is the Triad Podcast Network.